any real blowback as far as legally towards Puff, or is he in the clear?
You know how I feel about that. I've always thought that Puff was just talking, you know, out of fear and desperation. He's exaggerated in the things that he's saying. This is my own personal opinion, and unless they introduce corroborating witnesses to corroborate Keefe D, I don't see anything going down with Puff. I just don't feel that he truly intentioned any of this to happen. That's my opinion, based on all the different circumstances.
Right.
So I don't see it going that far. And again, you've got to keep in mind, even if the DA tried to take it that far, Puffy's going to bring a dream team. He's going to bring the best lawyers that anybody could buy, and the witnesses that are likely to be involved in prosecuting him are going to have their own baggage, so to speak.
Right, their own credibility issue.
Yeah.
You mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, what do you think of the? There's an interview where they ask him, "Hey, there's this documentary," and and he's like, he basically avoids answering the question in a way.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's he going to do? He's got to either deflect it or ignore it or confront it, which is always, I thought the best thing to do is confront this.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, hey, sit down and just go, man, let's go back in time. Let's talk about what was actually going on. Let's talk about how afraid I was for myself and for my family. Let's talk about what was actually going down. Suge thought I was responsible for the murder of his own bodyguard. He held me accountable for that. And then all this other stuff. He's kidnapping guys at Christmas parties, beating the hell out of them, trying to get my home address.
I'm pissing on them.
I'm in fear for my life. It got ahead of me. It got outside of my control. This is what I think that this is actually what happened. And so because I think that's what happened, I think the best thing to do is just talk about it. Let people be transparent. People will understand. Somebody comes after me or my family, I'm not sure I'm not doing the exact same thing.
You're not putting $1 million hits on them?
Well, I handle that shit myself. I'm just saying Puffy's not built like that.
Right.
So, Puffy's not Suge.
Right. Exactly.
That's my opinion. A lot of people are going to disagree with me. People are going to be like, nah, man, he needs to go down. Well, you better bring a hell of a lot of very, very strong evidence. You got to have something a lot stronger than Keefe D's, statements about their meetings.
Right. If you were Puff, do you think he's a little bit nervous since this news has came out about Keefe's arrest?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, probably too rich to be worried.
He probably knows everything I just said. He probably, is, again, if he's consulting attorneys like, hey, do I have any exposure here? This is what happened. And they're probably like, what, based on that guy? On Keefe D? You're worried about him? That dude just needs to worry about himself before he starts pointing fingers elsewhere at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say Keefe just starts squealing, hey, it was Puffy. I mean, I did it because I was going to get supposedly paid $1 million. That's not even going to help Keefe's situation, no? Or help?
No, not at all. That won't help Keefe at all. It doesn't matter if the motive was a contract or if it was retaliation for Orlando's beatdown. It doesn't matter. It was premeditated. That's what matters. But, for what reason? That's not ultimately going to matter very much. And I don't think anybody who understands all the ins and outs of this thing, if that fight with Orlando didn't happen, Tupac doesn't get shot, period.
Yeah. So, yeah.